crafty friends, it's Diane the Creative Inkster. Sorry for being a couple of minutes late. I was setting up in my new spot, which I don't know, the internet just doesn't seem to like it over there. So we had a mad scramble to get over in the old spot, which works out just as fine. I just wanted to have sort of one computer station. Anyway, here's what we're going to play with tonight. It's just a couple of pieces of paper. And we're going to turn them into this adorable little basket, which is a really good size. I'm just going to get my ruler out here. It is 6 inches long by 2 inch and a bit inches deep, and at the back 6 inches tall. So what do we have that's 6 by 6 that might just fit into this box? Well, let me tell you, it is our 6 by 6 paper packs. So here's another one that I made, my first prototype using this design. And I've got 4 different paper packs in here. Not full ones, of course, but let me tell you, my thinking on this is I have lots of 6 by 6 papers, but they sit over in a drawer over on the counter in Ziploc bags, so they're all sorted, but I don't use them because I don't see them. So this can fit right out there on my desk, and I can go ahead and grab what I need, and eventually I might put some names on them here, but I found a way to make some tabs that's pretty simple and straightforward, so I can show you that too. But let's make the actual box right here. So what do you need for this? Some pretty simple supplies that I'm sure you have. Hi, Lynn. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much for letting me know. Take good care. Have a good day tomorrow, and we'll talk soon. So what you're going to use is something that you probably have if you have our 12 by 12 papers. This one's from Playful Pets. Doesn't really matter. It is 12 by 12 card weight. Almost chipboard, but not quite. You can still bend it, but it's way thicker than our cardstock even. And you can do this project with 12 by 12 paper, but if you've got this is going to be the ticket for this project, let me tell you. Right, so we're going to cut it down, and it fits nicely in your paper trimmer, so you don't have to worry about damaging your blades in any way. This is going to work just fine. Let me just grab my instructions, which in my moving of stuff I have not got close at hand. So let's measure this guy out. This is the piece that I started with, and it measures 10 1/4 by 11. So you're going to take that regular 12 by 12 and cut her down. Don't worry if it's got words on one side or in the corner. We can hide that, or when we fold it up it will not appear. So in this one, I believe, or was it this one? And this one, oh, the words ended up in the bottom right corner, so you don't even see them. On this one, I added a sheet of paper at the back to hide the words. So perfect. You could do it with the words on the back, but that's a lot of thinking. So we won't worry about that too much. Okay, so 10 1/4. So what we want to do is along the 10 1/4 inch side, I'm just thinking through my measurements here, 6, right, so that's the 11th inch side. So, because my instructions are over there, along the 10 1/4 inch side, we're going to score, so when I say that I mean where it is horizontal in your trimmer, I'm going to score at 2 1/8. It's not quite a quarter, it's that measurement before, so you're going to score at 2 1/8. And then you're going to do the same on this side. So what I'll do is just turn my piece of paper around so that I can slide it in my trimmer over here at 2 1/8. It's just easier than trying to remember whatever crazy measurement it would be. So from either end, you're going to score 2 1/8 inch in. Then along the 11-inch side, along the top, you're going to score at 3 5. So I want to just think about this for where this is going to land. That's okay. It's not going to matter because I'm going to hide it. All right. So we're going to score at 3 inches and 5 inches. Okay, so there's our different score marks. We need a pencil and a ruler, which we will go do some markings after. So we're good for now. What we're going to do is fold these scored lines and burnish them. Now this is card weight. It's a little bit thicker than if you've got just regular cardstock. So we are going to fold in so we hide all this business here. So you're going to fold the one end up and score that well with, burnish it well with your bone folder, and fold the next line up. So all your score lines, we're just going to give them a nice, strong burnishing. And then the two in. Heavy weight, right? You can hear it. Okay. So try not to be distracted by this bit in here. But here we go. Here is our piece taking shape to make the box. What we need to do is cut these tabs in here. So where you see this long edge along 11 inch and you've got that square in the middle, that's the piece we're going to cut up the score lines. And we're going to miter them in a little bit. And by that I mean you've cut the flap, but you're going to cut a little bit more. We've gone through some thick card here, and when you go to put the sides up, you're going to find that it is a little bulky. This takes a bit of that bulk out. So just do it on both sides. I'm trying to not hide what I'm cutting by the paper there, but see how I've cut away a little bit around that? Do the same on the other side. Flip it right over and cut that square. Well, it's mostly a square. And then miter the piece in a little bit. And that'll just take that bulk right out of there. Okay, you know me and my 3D items, I do like to make them. Okie dokie, get rid of that garbage over there. Right, now you can use tear and tape, you can use Stampin' Seal or Stampin' Seal Plus. I'm going to use liquid glue. I know mine's getting down here, so I'm going to have to give it a good shake, extra shake to make it work. This is the back. The longer piece here is the back. I'll put it sideways. Basically what we're going to do is fold the back up. We're going to put the tab on the outside of the back so that the front folds over and covers it up like that. I know it's hard to see on white, but before we do this, we're going to cut a little angle on here just to make it pretty. So what we need is a ruler, and we're going to measure down at 3 inches. Just going to double check you can see what I'm doing here. Yep. And I'm going to grab my pencil, which of course has sprouted legs. There we are. And we've got it at 3 inches, and we're going to just make a little pencil mark here. I'm going to do the same on the other side. These are the outside flaps along the long edge. So once again at 3 inches. And that's all we need to do there. Then we're going to bring our paper trimmer back in, and we're going to use the cutting blade. And where you did your 3 inch down mark, you're going to cut from there to the top score line on the outside piece. So this is where we have 2 score lines along the longer piece. So you just line up that pencil mark in the paper trimmer. If you're good with scissors, go for it. I'm going to use the paper trimmer. It's a little more straight than the way I could get it done. So we've got a triangle we're cutting off. Let's hope that's still going to look good. I feel like, yeah, no, that's right. Okay, do the same thing on the other side. You've got your 3 inch pencil mark here. You're going to cut from that point up here to the top flap. Look at us upcycling stuff tonight. Upcycling our paper pack sheeting. Why not, right? Okay, that's garbage, or you maybe can use that on something else. Now we're ready to glue this puppy together. So there's our back, our longer piece, and we're going to cover this up with some pretty paper. And as I mentioned, you're going to pull the back up. We're going to glue the flap on, and then we're going to fold the front around. So we're going to put the glue on the inside edges of the flaps. I like to show that also to help me remember where I'm going. So you can use tear and tape, but what I love about liquid glue is it's repositionable when you goof up, as I have been known to do. I can just easily push it into place. There we go. Just going to hold it for a few seconds there. You do want to make sure that your corner is straight. Your back and your bottom meet at a nice corner there and don't buckle. Remember, we cut those little pieces out, and that just gives a little bit more space there. And then we're going to wrap the front around and seal that. Now, no one's really going to see what's in the bottom, so I'm not worried about covering up the bottom. If you want to, you go right ahead. So glue on this side. I probably should glue the inside piece first, right? Everyone's going, wait, stop, you need to do that. A lovely thing about liquid glue is it gets nice and tacky. So I've put it down on my flaps. I have a few minutes to just breathe here. I've already cut a piece 6 by 6, and that's going to slide in here, and that's going to cover up the words. So I'm going to put some liquid glue on this as well. Could use either side, but I like this leafy side more. So slide this. That has no up and down too, which is no obvious up and down, so that's perfect. So you see, there we go. We've got that in there, and it will glue. Now we're ready to move our flaps up and wrap around. Simple box. You just want to make sure that once again your bottom is flat there, flush, excuse me, and your pieces move right out to the edges. And to help put them in place, I'll usually stick it on its side and either stick my hand in or a bone folder, and then that just helps glue it down. This is kind of slippery paper on one side, this backing stuff, and so it could be a little bit slippery for that liquid glue to adhere. Now it's all about the decorating. So here's the one that I did before, and I got my pieces here somewhere. Where did they go? Goodness, oh, here they are. Okay. All right, so we've got a piece of the matching paper. This is 10 1/4 as well, I believe. I'm just going to double check that measurement using this. It is, better to use a ruler. Yeah, 10 1/4. Now I don't score these and then try to line those score marks up on the already scored pieces. It never goes well. So I usually find it's better to lay it on the edge. So it's 2 3/4 tall. I don't think I mentioned that. And 10 1/4 long. So I'm going to have a little edge showing there. And then I just fold it and kind of give it a little crease, and then move it around and fold it again around here. And I just find if I try to score it, it's never going to line up well. Alrighty, so now that I've got it where it is now, I know, and I can give it a little bit better press on the sides. And I've got a little bit extra. I'll show you how that is. Once we go to glue it down here, it's nice and flush on the left, but on the right I've got a little bit of extra, and that gives me just extra I can trim off by hand just in case I didn't have enough. How do I know this? Oh, I could tell you the stories. Okay, so here we go, adding glue all the way around, keeping in mind I've got some excess over there, and we'll just put some in the middle so that it has something to hang on to. And we'll add this to the front. Ooh, it's slipping. There we go. Got my little handmade score lines. Liquid glue, so darn forgiving. You can just easily stick it on. All those people out there who are going, oh, liquid glue, it's sticky, I don't like it. I love it. I'm totally love it. So once again, I'm just going to push it down on the table to help it adhere nicely. And then I've got this bit that's extra, and I'm just going to cut it off here. Sorry, I'm not making this easy for you to see, but Just going to cut this excess off. You could put ribbon and other stuff around to decorate if you like. I've got to strip the other side of it. I'm going to do the same thing, and I think it's about an inch. It's sort of whatever was left over, an inch and a bit. Do exactly the same thing, and then I'm going to add, just to add more paper. So if you're keeping track, I haven't used much paper at all. There we go. Add some liquid glue. All I did there was press my score lines in, because now I've also got to go around the box, plus there's a bit of paper there, and that just adds that little 16th or 32nd of an inch, so that if you tried to actually score it with a scoring tool, you would be off your measurement for sure. So what I like about this project, and it was first, I saw it first by France Martin, Frenchie in the States. She did this a few years ago now, 3 or 4 years ago now, and I just love that she used our cardboard backing paper to use up, and but people can do it with cardstock as well. Now he needs a little decoration. I was thinking I would use my butterfly, or my ladybug rather, and I have a piece of, let's see, I have a piece of matching, I do. So I'm going to take a little creative license and make my ladybug out of Blackberry Bliss. There we go. And then I'm using vellum, because I have a bit of this left, to make the wings. If you just slide it, you don't have a lot of waste on this punch. If you slide it in the side like that, you don't waste a lot at all. It's wonderful that way. And I'm going to put a little glue underneath there on the wings. I think that's going to show a little bit, but that's okay, because I've got a plan to kind of decorate this up. Okay, so there's the wings. Non-traditional. A little bit of extra glue there. Probably more than I needed. I'm going to just peel a little bit off while it dries. And I'm going to flip the body over, because really it's the same on both sides. So that's totally fine. And we're going to put some dimensionals on the back to put this ladybug on to the front of the box. How cute is this? And then we're going to hide that little bit of liquid glue on the wings with some embellishments. This is where you get to go crazy. Add lots of embellishments. I'm going to use the silver ones because I have lots of those. In fact, this is soft succulent, but this is pool party. Oh my gosh, they go well together. So I'm actually going to use these because I have lots of these guys. And I'm just going to make a little ring. When I used to get my nails done and I would go for a pedicure, they would sometimes, instead of on, you know how they do a design on your big toe, instead of doing a design, I would sometimes get them to put like a line of gems. I loved it. It looks so good. Okay, so that's 5. Do we dare put a 6th on there? I think so. Yeah, it's very similar coloring, right? Doesn't that look cute? All right, put that away. And I think I'm done. I could put another label on there if I wanted. So that's how I did this project. And let me show you the finished. So I don't know how much paper's in here. A lot, okay? More than 3 inches worth fits in here. And then to make the little tabs is I took another piece of this and cut it into a piece of 6 by 6. And then with my Label Me Fancy punch here, I just punched out a piece of white, folded it in half, and glued it down so then I could add the name of the paper, or at least just put a division where I know that it changes paper. So just makes it easier for me to find. And you'll notice that I even have in here like some small pieces So they just sit nicely. They're nice and snug. This is really sturdy and sits nicely on my desk, and hopefully I will use more of my 6-inch papers that way. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. Hi, Tam. Hi, Valerie. And if you think you might make one of these projects, Tamara knows me. I love to do 3D projects, so it's definitely a fun one for me. Alrighty, that's it for me for tonight. Take good care, everybody. Keep well, keep safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.